Be disciplined towards the process. The result is in the world. And the result, we said, is a function of many variables. Therefore, your prime concern should be discipline towards the process. If there is discipline in adhering to the process, it refines the process itself. In fact, you cannot get a better process without adhering to the existing one. You know what is the fruit of adhering to a process? The process keeps getting better and better. You keep dropping process after process, which is great anyway. Why? Because we said that the result is a function of great number of variables. And what does any process assume? What is the assumption behind any process? That the result is a function of a limited and set and known number of variables, right? So you are thinking that z is equal to f, x and y. So you will design a process that takes into account just x and y. Stick to it. Obviously it's a flawed process like any other process, but stick to it and stick greatly to it. What would that result in? When you will stick to a flawed process, it would help you move into the next process and then move into the next process. Will the result arise out of moving to a better process? No. Please appreciate this. The result will arise out of discarding the flawed process. The difference is very, very subtle and you will miss it if you are not careful. You are thinking that z is equal to fxy. This thinking is disastrous, is it not? Because z is actually equal to fx1 till x2000 and y1 till y2000. But you are assuming that z is equal to fxy. And the process is designed and you are not disciplined about that process. So even if you will fail, you will assume that you failed because of your indiscipline. So the process will continue. It will not occur to you that the process itself is flawed. You will think that the failure came to you because of your indiscipline. Therefore, it is very important to take indiscipline out of the picture. Therefore, it is very important to discount the possibility of indiscipline. Now, when you are disciplined, you fully well know that you did all that you could and yet the process did not succeed. And if the process did not succeed, it means the process is flawed. And what was the process? The process was your condensed ego. The process was your condensed and limited knowledge of Z. You were thinking that Z depends on and X and Y. If the process has failed, it reveals to you that your ego has failed, your limited knowledge has failed. The result has come. The result has arrived. You must fail, and in your failure is your success. Now, at the material level, let's see. If you kept sticking to Z equals fxy, would you have ever attained a good value of Z? No. Even Z would come to you when you would stop thinking that Z is fxy. So the quicker you discard your process and your equation and your knowledge and your ego, which are all one, the better it is for you. Are you getting it? Success in terms of attaining Z will not come because you ultimately get a perfect process. But success in attaining Z can surely not come if you keep sticking to your flawed process. I'll repeat. Success in material terms will not come because you ultimately landed the perfect process. you will never be able to land the perfect process. It's an infinite web of cause and effect. You can never know all the causal agencies. Therefore, you can never get a perfect process for worldly success. Never. Get that possibility out of your head. Never, never. So, success will not be a result of getting the perfect process. But what is certain is that if you stick to the imperfect process, then success is out of question. Therefore, what is it that you can do? What is within the province of your doership? Keep improving. Your improvement will not get you success. But without that improvement, success is impossible. I know what I'm saying is a bit paradoxical, but you must get it. Your discipline is needed. Though your discipline will not get you success. Success ultimately is grace, even worldly success. But that grace does not come to those who laze around, or those who do not even have the love and the discipline to follow the standard process. Follow the process, success will come on its own. Follow the process, success will come on its own. So discipline is a necessary condition, but discipline is not a causing condition. Will that suffice? Without discipline, even worldly success is impossible. But that should not lead you to think that discipline has caused the success. Cause is grace. But without discipline, even grace will not be available to you. Getting it? Oh, it's almost like the old adage, fortune favors the brave. When you display bravery, somehow fortune starts favoring you. Cowards, they get beaten around even by fortune. The entire world is spanking them, and they discover that even Lady Luck has her slippers ready for them. So the fellow was not merely indisciplined and rotten, he discovered that he was also unlucky. And if you are discovering that you are repeatedly unlucky, that should tell you that you are, you cannot be disciplined and yet repeatedly unlucky. Luck will come to you if you are doing the right things. There have been so many scientific discoveries. Discoveries and inventions as well. When the effort, the discipline was to create one thing or discover one thing, and what was invented or discovered was a totally different thing. Was it a fluke? No, it was not a fluke. The discipline got the reward. The process failed because the process wanted to give you a particular result. That result didn't come. Some other result came. Some other result came as a reward for the determined discipline. Similarly, in entrepreneurship, there are so many times companies start with the objective to produce one thing or provide one service, and they find that the initial ideas have bombed, but something else has opened up, something quite different. It just didn't happen by chance. The chance was invited. A lot was done. So the plans failed, but something bigger than that which was planned happened. It does not happen suddenly or on its own. It requires the offering, the sacrifice, called discipline and determination, whatever you call it, devotion, commitment.